Now, we are aware we're having some transmitter problems, we think, in the west of the region. Apologies to anyone who's suffering because of that. We don't know if it's weather-related. We're not going to blame Julie.
Actually, what we can say is that you've missed some great stuff.
Oh. Julie's in Great Yarmouth. It looks like it's a bit wet there.
It's literally just started raining, which is such a shame. But yes, welcome to the Pleasure Beach at Great Yarmouth, which this year is celebrating its 100th birthday. Now, from here on the big wheel, you do get some amazing views, especially when you're a bit further up. But actually, this is probably not the best known ride. That is probably the roller coaster. And it's hard to believe, but it's been making people scream for nearly 80 years.
In 9 days' time, 3,500 historic buildings will open their doors to the public for Europe's biggest free heritage event. And, believe it or not, this is one of them. English Heritage is organising free tours of Yarmouth's roller coaster and carousel. But is the Pleasure Beach really part of our national heritage? Well, it is 100 years old, and although it's more candy floss and stolen teenage kisses than kings and queens, it has entertained princes and princesses.
Showman Alf Bach controls one of the finest pleasure grounds ever constructed. It's thrills, thrills and more thrills all along the line.
Great Yarmouth is a seaside resort and has been for many years and continues to do so well. But there's actually a very different side to the town. That's the heritage and the culture in Great Yarmouth, although it's not always obvious to people, is very strong.
You can go through the centuries, you know, if you look at the clothes that people were wearing to the modern days, it's the same rides, but the people were dressed differently, different hairstyles. So it takes you through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s and right up to, you know, modern times.
But of course there'll also be more traditional tours, including some of Yarmouth's Royal Naval Hospital. Now converted into houses, it once nursed troops returning from the Battle of Waterloo. But it is the roller coaster tours which grab the attention.
The roller coaster was built in 1932. It's a wooden triple out and back scenic railway, the only one of its kind in Britain and one of only 8 in the world!
And if this really is now part of our national heritage, then we're all a part of it every time we visit. Joel Mapp, BBC Look East, Great Yarmouth.
I tell you what, that Joel Mapp is a lot braver than me. Give me the big wheel any day. Now, it's hard to believe, but August 2009 has been and gone, and it followed what for many of us was the wettest July in 100 years. And probably some of you felt August was heading the same way. On the 6th of the month in the west, we had some very heavy rainfall. In fact, Royston saw over 2 inches, a month's rainfall in one go. But in the east, it was a lot drier, not just on the 6th, but during the entire month. And that's clearly reflected in the monthly rainfall totals. You can see on the map a definite west-east divide. Hitchin, seeing nearly 3 inches of rain. Many places in the east, including Colchester and Mendham, they didn't even see an inch's worth. And in fact, here in Great Yarmouth, they've been telling me that they hardly had any rain in August, and a lot of it fell overnight. Now, August also produced some very warm temperatures. The hottest day for many of us, the 19th. Temperatures rose to around 30 degrees Celsius, which took us into the mid-80s Fahrenheit. Now, the average daytime high was about a degree to a degree and a half above normal, and sunshine levels right across the region were about 10% above normal, so many of us seeing around 200 hours. Now, today, of course, is the 1st of September. Here in Great Yarmouth, some raindrops on the glass, but up until about 10 minutes ago, it had been fine and dry with some really lovely sunshine, but a very blustery wind. And actually, in other parts of the region at the moment, there are some very heavy showers, some of them with some thunder mixed in. So that's probably why some of us have been experiencing those transmitter problems. So what's going to happen overnight? We'll bring on the first chart, and you can see that those showers should clear away pretty quickly. And then we're left with a largely dry night. I don't think we're going to have any mist problems because of the strength of the wind, but those winds, if we take a look at that chart, they should ease down through the night, remaining from the southwest, and temperatures 10 or 11 degrees Celsius, so a much cooler night than last night and less humid too. Now, the pressure chart for tomorrow shows a system down to the southwest. That's going to rattle towards us, but it should take most of the day to get to us. So if we look at tomorrow's chart, I think we'll start off dry with some sunshine. There will be some scattered showers during the day, but for most of us, the day should be largely dry. But sort of late afternoon time, rain starting to push in from the west, and that will quickly sweep eastwards. So by about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, a big band of rain over the top of us, and some of that really could be on the heavy side, but it should rattle through quite quickly, so probably clearing the east coast by about midnight. Now, returning to the afternoon, temperatures around 19 or 20 degrees Celsius, but those really will be the highs. Many of us not quite getting up to 19 or 20 Celsius. And the winds are light to moderate southwesterly for much of the day, but I think once that rain arrives, those winds really will start to freshen up, and in fact it may become stronger still when the rain has cleared. As for your 5-day forecast, well, Thursday and Friday, more showers, but I think they really will be very scattered. So for many of us, it could be a sort of dry 2 days, but windy everywhere, especially on Thursday with a strong westerly. Hopefully by Friday that wind comes down a little bit, and as I said, a few showers on Friday too. But Saturday should be dry for everyone, and those winds continuing to ease down. Now, that dry weather on Saturday is down to an area of high pressure. By Sunday, many of us, again, a dry day, but the chance of some patchy rain, but it's something we're keeping a close eye on. Temperatures by day near normal, and overnight lows, well, between about 9 and 12 degrees Celsius. That's the forecast. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Jules. I love roller coasters, I have to say. Before we go, there's just time to tell you about a special programme tomorrow focusing on swine flu. With children preparing to go back to school, we'll be looking at how the virus is expected to spread and how prepared schools, colleges and workplaces are for an upsurge in the numbers of cases.
We'll also be getting the very latest on the situation from the Health Authority. If you've got any questions you'd like us to put to them, please let us know in the usual way. We were going to let you have the address, but you know it.
That's all from us. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Bye.